Any business, whether small, big, or medium-sized businesses, everyone has to go through certain processes, and that process need to be repeated every year. So I'll first come to that process. The first step in that process is research. Research, specifically market research, who you are, what your clients do, who is your target audience, where you want to sell, which is the target audience, who's going to buy your product, and who's going to pay it. So once you do that complete research, you know that where you're going to land up. Then comes the second step, and that is marketing. Marketing in today's world, digital marketing, where you have a target audience, where you have analysis and research part, where to pitch that audience and how you want it. Go to newspapers, magazine, digital marketing, everywhere. Once you have got the leads from that particular marketing, you have got leads, certain leads, and you know now they have the interest in your product. So now comes the third step, which is sales, closing that sales. So going and asking, and generally, generally the CEOs, co-founders are the persons who's been handling those sales, because the person is interested, he's at your end. But now they want that your product can be modified to a smaller or a larger, or maybe they're wanting a bulk order, which a co-founder can take decisions on that behalf. So then after sales, once you have committed on that sales part, you need resources. Resources like, maybe if you have committed a website to someone, you need a technology, softwares, or you need a developer. You need people to handle that product. So you should be well versed with your resources, whatever you are committing, having displaying in your market and all. And then under resources, there's another aspect, which is human resource management. What does HR manager do? Hiring, firing? No, that's just a small part of it. The major part is getting every employee's potential to the full potential. Maybe giving them training, developments, whatever they wish to do. Maybe emotionally connecting, physical trainings, whatever they can. That is important. Once that resources and human resource has been settled, the another aspect is there's a one line which in a business should be known for: don't get it done, get it written. All your communication with vendors should be done in writing, because people may forget in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year down the line, that what we have dealt for. So that is what is most important, is then writing every document, or maybe I say is a legal aspect. What to write in? Sometimes people don't know what to write in, what all documents, what all things are required. So a legal is important, which will tell you these are the 10 points which will make you safe in future. And once all those things are done, the major aspect comes in, which is called finance. Finance is blood for everything. It manages everything from research to marketing to everything. But no, finance is just cash. It's not just a cash. Managing finance is important. You have a plan. You need 10 million for that plan to implement it, but you get 5 million. Now, how you will manage it? So you have to manage that. You need 10 million and you get 20 million. Now, how to manage it? If you don't know how to manage it, you will not give the exact ROI to your investors. So managing finance is very important. So all these steps are important in any business. Now, do you think a solo founder can manage all those things? A solo founder who's been individual person can be expert in one or two aspects. He can be good in marketing, he can be good in sales, but not in every six or seven aspects of a business. So solo founder, and just not these aspects. Every day he has to take new decisions. Every time something is coming, going and all. So what they want to have it then? So there is an African proverb, if you have heard: if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. So solo founder has to find a team, I would say a team which can execute their plan. Otherwise your ideas will be just an ideas. Out of I say 100 patents, plenty of more than 50, or I would say 70-80% patents are in files, because they don't find up, because that co-founder who has developed that patent is not good in making that business, making that sales. And there's a very good example which I've seen in a BlackBerry company. So there was a guy who's been making so much technology, but he was not able to sell it. The new partner came, rather new terminology came in. He called it co-CEOs. The both person came in who took that BlackBerry technology to the world, and everyone knows it. So you need people who can come and collaborate with you and take your burdens. And the most important thing is, co-founders have to deal every day with new things, and they have problems. So they, whom to discuss with? Can they discuss with their family? No. Can they discuss with their employees? No. Then whom to discuss? Every day something is coming, every joy or I would say hardship, anything, they need someone who can they discuss with. So finding a co-founder, and I'll take another example. Maybe everyone has heard a name of Bill Gates. Bill Gates was the youngest to become a billionaire at the age of 31. But He developed so his co-founder's first co-founder, I would say, was name was Kent Evans. So Kent Evans was in his school because they started developing things and all. Bill Gates, and in when they were school, they were developing systems for many things and all. But Kent Evans was very fond of mountaineering, and he got killed at the age of 17 while he was mountaineering. So now Bill Gates was actually dependent on him because he was developing and he was just a supporting hand for the technology working with him. But now he don't have anyone to work on. He was looking like, so he brought another co-founder, Mr. Paul Allen, who was also one of their schoolmate friends working for some other project along with them at certain point of time. But then he brought him that he, yes, I need that. So he can be that matching the complementary skills who common came on board, and then they did that those things and all. But hey, wait here for a minute. Founders is good, but many people say like founders getting founders is very difficult task because there are trust issues. You want to you can do and you cannot do, and also I'll let you know how to solve it. But there's a caution to it also. How many startups fail because of founders dispute? So it's more than, according to a research professor scholar, 65% startup fails just because of founders dispute. But how they get into dispute? Because the problem we should understand how these generally people find co-founders. Generally, how you find a one person finds a co-founder. So what they do is one of their close friends comes in and says, "Okay, you are doing certain project. Okay, I'll be part of it." Now you have, because he's your friend, you are giving him 50%, but he's doing nothing. He just want to, because he's relying on your skills, ability, and all. He's just coming on board because he thinks you can do something, and I'll be along with it. But he's not equally passionate. Or maybe sometimes what happens is your life partner comes in, because that's a regulatory sometimes, that you need two persons for a company or something. But then life partner comes in, or generally what happens is a first investor comes in, who is just giving you that pre-seed money of maybe a very small few $1,000 or maybe few lakhs of rupees, Indian rupees. But then that first investor is also not helping you out. So why? So if you are getting them on board, and once you start scaling, you're doing work day and night, and that is not equally passionate, then what happens? So that get into dispute, because one thing, I am doing everything and you used to have a 50%, I have a 50%, whereas I am doing everything. So what we have to do? We have to find a right founder. So I'll tell you, for finding a right founder, what you have to do is go and share your idea of plenty of people. Once you have an idea that how you find a co-founder, you share your idea with plenty of peoples. You're going to share an idea once you're sharing plenty of idea, but there's a caution again to it. People comes to me and say that if I share my idea with plenty of people, my idea can be stolen. But I'll tell you over here, no idea can be stolen, because it's not idea, it's an execution also. Execution, and for that execution, that is a passion required for it. So nobody can take your idea and implement it if they don't have a passion to it. And that's why you need to find a passionate co-founder. Say your idea to plenty of people, and if someone comes and share that same passion, you go and one and second, and then one person comes and says, yes, I believe this is going to make it, and we together are going to make it, then that means he can be a co-founder which has a equivalent passion, and who can take that passion to the thing. And he can be, and maybe he can be your guide, mentor, and the most important, a devil's advocate. Hana, who can question you, rightly question you that you are doing right, wrong, whatever the can be done. So that is important. But I'll also tell you, there are only two disputes in this world. Find anywhere, go anywhere in this world. I think there are only two reasons you'll find it for that dispute. One is ego. So once it's on ego, nothing can be done. Leave it. But the second point is expectation. Expectation of startup and investor to a startup, employer and employee relationship, husband and wife. So they all have expectations from each other. Where their expectations are not matched, there is a dispute. So that's why what is important is that once you're getting into a uh, co-founder, making partners and all, make a founders agreement. Founders agreement should clearly have all the responsibilities written, like these are my responsibility, these are your responsibilities, and there are going to be certain responsibilities coming in future. What are those responsibilities going to be? So, and another point, who is going to be the CEO? Sometimes someone and say, "Ki, okay, I want to be a CEO." Like I just took an example of BlackBerry. Then they were dispute, then say, okay, we'll become co-CEOs. in that case. So CEO is important. How much time they will give, how much money each will invest, and do they have a complementary or maybe who has those marketing skills, who has those pitching skills, who has those skills and all. That everything should be written. Once you're writing all those things, and you know that who has more responsibility, who has less, and equity should be distributed in that way, not in an amount they are bringing. And also skills are important, just not for one aspect but for other many other aspects also. So coming back, if you want to scale your business to 10x, I would say, so what is important is getting more team members. So if you go and market, you can obviously have employees, but employees can leave you anytime when they get a best opportunity. So before going for that best opportunity, so if you have a partner who are your co-founder, equity holder, equally dedicated, equally passionate, that's important. But I'll tell you another thing. Co-founder is not only the first stage. So once you have a founder at one stage, he may take you from 0 to 10. But now you need someone else also who comes into your team, take you from 10 to 100. Then someone coming into team who may take you 100 to 1000. And then comes in who takes from 1000 to 1 lakh. So there are many other people who will come on your board and take you to that next level. So if you're going to that next level, if you wish to go to level, and there are chances that once you're going from 1000 to 10,000, the person who joined you at us from 0 to 10, he may leave out. He may say, okay, now my role is done. So that's important. Finding that co-founder, I would say co-founder or a team, idea and execution team, that is important, because I'll tell you, ideas are important. There are plenty of ideas. Everyone is taking ideas there. But what is more important is execution. For execution, you need obviously need a team who can take your idea to a business scalable model or a execution. Thank you so much.